Coach, obviously you guys were up as much as 40 and, took control, I thought, in the second quarter, but and then really did in the third. What just your thoughts on the game tonight?
Well, we started out just going back and forth. I don't know if the score was like 18-14 or the first 5 minutes of the game. It was like neither team was playing with any kind of defensive presence. And then I think we got our first three consecutive stops in a row. And our defense began to, pick up some momentum from there. I think I said it in pregame, we're playing in a ton of multiple effort situations on defense. And it really, helps us when we make a mistake on the ball or on the backside. And, they missed shots tonight once, we started playing with that kind of force on the defensive end. And then, that allowed us to play in 0.5 where we didn't have to call a ton of plays because we were getting stops. And I think it's a fun way to play, but it also is something that we can't take for granted.
And just to follow up, Coach, I know it's just one game and it's only 4 games in, but the way you guys ended up playing the rest of the game after that back and forth, what does that say about you guys in terms of sticking to it and then finally breaking through and making plays and playing the way you want the guys to play?
Well, I just told the guys we're not going to get happy on the farm 4 games in. There's a chance for us to come in tomorrow, watch film, see what we did well, but also look at the things that we need to improve on. I thought that last quarter, we scored 11 points because the ball got stuck in mud. For 3 quarters, the ball just moved. And as a coach, as a caretaker of this program, you have to play the right way all the time. So I'm pleased with the win. I'm pleased with the effort, but the consistency with who's on the floor, it shouldn't matter. The variables, the people on the floor, it's the identity of how we play that I'm really trying to push. Our staff is pushing, all of our guys are pushing it, and we want to continue to try to build on that.
Next is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, followed by David Brandt.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned rebounding before the game. You guys were +5 on the offensive glass. Deandre had 5 on his own. How'd you like the execution there from what you wanted to see on Adams and Williamson?
Well, they're a load. There was a concerted effort to, do whatever we could to try to keep those guys off the glass. Stevens, it's like moving a parked car, getting him out of the paint. And I think the thing that, helps us is having our guards come back and get a few. There are times where you can contest a shot and leak out. We've been really talking about contest and stay. And it helps us get more boards when we don't rely on our bigs to get all of the rebounds.
Next is David Brandt with the Associated Press, followed by Joe Varden.
Hey, Monty, just curious your thoughts on the fact that you guys were able to win by 25 against a pretty good team when Chris Paul and Devin Booker really didn't even, do that much from a scoring standpoint. And just that must bode well kind of for the future.
Well, yeah, if you can win a game like that and only play Book and Chris no more than 25 minutes, I think it gives the other guys confidence. We know who our 2 best players are, and there's no mistaking that. But at the same time, seeing Jay hit some shots tonight and attack the basket, Mikal, again, he's productive on both ends of the floor. But watching Dario come out for the first time and play was really cool. We didn't think we were going to have him for a few more games. And then Cam Payne and Cam Johnson, that kind of production off the bench is something we're going to need. You have to be a deep team to move the needle, especially in the West, in the NBA. And so for Chris and Devin to not have to carry us and we still win a game, that's a great sign.
Next is Joe Varden with The Athletic, followed by Brendan Klein.
Well, geez, Monty and David, that was almost exactly my question. I was just going to add, doing what you did tonight with those two only combining for 17 points, does this mean or suggest that you guys are a deep team?
Not 4 games into the season. It's too early to make declarations about anybody's team. We're just happy that we got that kind of production tonight. I think you have to, in my opinion, have a 20-game sample size to really see who you are. I think that's when you've played around a good portion of the league and the numbers are pretty much, going to be what they're going to be throughout the season. And the good teams maintain those numbers throughout. And so I think it's too early to make those kinds of statements just yet.
Next is Brendan Clean with Bright Side of the Sun, followed by Cameron Cox.
Hey, Monty, in that first Sacramento game, the rebounding was a big sticking point for you guys. And tonight you were the ones kind of getting after it on the offensive glass, especially Ayton with 5 of those. So are there things you're looking for in terms of rebounding besides energy when you're kind of watching a game unfold, or is it just sometimes as simple as who's working harder?
I think it's both. There's a will to it, but there's also a method. When you're playing in 0.5, there's a tendency to cause a ton of rotations. And so those rotations at times can move the bigs out of position defensively. And then you can sneak in there and get a few. I thought Deandre did a really good job after about the first 5 minutes of the game. He just dove and was a huge presence in the paint. And we were throwing it to him a little bit, but he also was, down there. So when the shot went up, he was, he had opportunities to get offensive rebounds. And so I think the pace that we play with, guys moving it, makes the defense move, and it gives you a chance to go in there and get a few more possessions.
Next is Cameron Cox with 12 News, followed by Gina Mizell.
Hey, Monty, congrats on the win. Just curious, the camera cut to you a few times, and just how much fun is coaching this team, and how much do you enjoy the process of bringing young guys and the guys, the new guys you have just together in your system?
Well, it's just not something I take for granted anymore. I think my first go around as a head coach, I just thought, you show up and put in your system and it should just work. And now I'm a bit older, I guess. Well, I know. And I just don't take what we do and what our guys do every day for granted. I told them that, we're 4 games in and we're not going to get goofy, but I wanted them to know, we appreciate how hard they work, in practice, in games, but we have to do it every night. As I've said to you guys before, as an organization, we have not had a 500 season for a long time. And so to do that, you have to do more and you have to sacrifice a ton. So they're doing it, but we got to be consistent with our effort and how we show up and approach video sessions, practices, pregame, in the game, all the stuff that we have to do to improve as an organization.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com, followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Hey, Gina.
What's up? Hey, Monty. When you mentioned those 3 defensive stops in a row that kind of sparked the defense, was there anything specific that changed on those 3 possessions? Was it an adjustment, effort, just kind of maybe what led to that initial spark that then carried you through? We
just talked about it. Like neither team was getting any stops. They hit a few shots where the ball just hit the rim, bounce, went in. So I wasn't like upset about it, but it was like they're seeing the ball go in the basket too much and they can set their defense. They have a really good defense. And we just couldn't allow them to just score like that. We had to put up some resistance. I thought our presence, when they would penetrate or trying to penetrate, they were seeing bodies. And that allowed for us to give them some resistance. And they just missed shots. Sometimes it just comes down to making and missing shots. There was a segment where they just missed a ton of shots and we got the board and we were out. So I'd love to tell you that I was, a genius and came up with some adjustment. It wasn't that. Our guys just sat down and just started to guard better, and we had a presence where they just couldn't see lanes to the basket.
All right, Coach, final question is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
Hey, Coach, here in the arena, and I'm seeing Langston Galloway and Javon Carter getting up shots, and I'm seeing Frank Kaminsky working on conditioning. I know it happens, but after a game like that, what's it say about your guys still wanting to get some work in?
Well, those guys are, you know, a huge part of our program. We've talked about being relentless from day one, you know, in everything we do. And I'm sure that, you know, those guys are just trying to stay sharp. You know, we're going to need everybody on this roster to do what we want to do this year. And so everybody's got to stay sharp. And so, you know, conditioning, more shots. I'm sure Langston and JC will be two of the first guys in the gym tomorrow doing the same thing. And that's a part of the relentless attitude that we have to have.
Hey, Deandre, you guys hit another level defensively in this game. It felt like from the late first quarter on, you guys really locked in. What were you seeing from your spot on the floor in terms of the way you guys locked in?
Just getting back in transition. We knew there was a transition team. They could get out and push it up the floor, and just communicating. CP3 being on me, making sure I'm the first man back on both ends of the floor, just talking and communicating to my guys.
Next is Joe Picania with Fanatics Sports Radio, followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Deandre, good evening. I want to get your thoughts on the challenge that you had tonight going up against Steven Adams and trying to guard Zion Williamson. You were up for that. You posted a double-double, some good numbers, and trying to build on that for the next game.
Yeah, it was a paint game tonight. Just battle of the paint. Doing your work early, communicating, being physical, bringing, not letting them bring the game to you, but just being physical off rip, being the aggressor, and just being an anchor for my team. Just setting the tone early on how this game was going to go, and we can't let guys, just beat us up. We got to throw them punches and just keep doing it.
Next up is Dwayne Rankin with Arizona Republic, followed by Leonardo Torres.
Yeah, Deandre, just curious in terms of that first quarter, it was pretty much back and forth. What do you feel like you guys did after that to take control of the game?
Oh, really securing our rebounds and just running our plays, taking our time. At first, we were speeding up. There was a lot of back and forth. We just took our time and, securing rebounds and finishing off 50-50 plays. And, just CP slowing us down and, just getting us in rhythm again.
Just to follow up, I saw you guys obviously on the bench enjoying the game. It's been a minute, since early in the season having that kind of fun, which I know you enjoyed.
Yeah.
How good was that tonight for you?
It was really good. That one loss we had, our second game, it woke us up to where, we're not sneaking up on teams at all. We have to come out that gate and really play like, we don't have none at all. So just, having that mental and that endurance when it comes to emotional stamina, just having all of that in one is good. I mean, we play as a unit, we move as a unit, so it's all blessed.
Next is Leonardo Torres from Peru, followed by Gina Mizell.
Hi, Deandre. It's Leonardo Torres from Peru. Deandre, with Chris Paul and Devin on the team, do you feel you're like the third force of the team, or does it not matter at this point of the season?
I don't care. I love both of them. D-Book is my boy. That's my big bro. And CP, that's a great piece I added to our team. And, just him helping me out and adding to my game, both ends of the floor is amazing. It's a force. Just having us three is really a blessing, It's something unbelievable having all three of us on one team. But, we just taking our time, going game by game and figuring this thing out the best way we can. And it's looking good because we're all competitors and we want to win. So we don't care. It's not always going to look good, but, we can lock down and get back in the lab and do what we got to do to be successful.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com, followed by Brendan Clean.
Hey, Deandre, this was obviously the debut of the Valley jerseys. Just how did it feel to wear those in a game? And then also, what did you think of the new court, too, that you guys got to play on?
Hey, I'm not going to lie. I wish we could wear them jerseys the whole season. We set the tone in them jerseys, and, it's pride. That's our city jerseys, and, just having that type of environment we have in the new arena, it's all love, and, we appreciate everything that the fans and the organization do for us. So all we can do is just really play hard and try to win games. That's about it.
Next is Brendan Clean with Bright Side of the Sun, followed by Dave King.
Hey, Deandre, I'm remembering back to preseason when you were talking about how excited you were to finally compete and play some real games for the first time in a while. I'm just curious how you'd evaluate your own performance of the team after this first week of the season, finally getting back on the court.
Me, I still think I could turn it up a little bit more. But honestly, the defensive end, I think I'm where I'm at. I'm where I need to be at, being that anchor and aggressor, communicating to my teammates what they can't see, and just everybody just trusting me to be that guy protecting that paint. And me just learning how to stay out of foul trouble and make sure I'm in these games, for long stretches. And it's lit.
Next is Dave King with Bright Side of the Sun, followed by Joe Pequena.
Hey, DA, it looks like you're still working on your timing with Chris Paul on the pick and roll and diving to the, getting there at the right speed and the right angles for the passes. Can you take us through your learning process and what you're learning from Chris Paul and how that's progressing?
Yeah, tonight, the reason I was so slow on the rollouts in the first half, I adjusted a lot. It was a different coverage how the team was playing us tonight. And, I wasn't so used to, being so wide open going to the basket or not being tagged at all. So just going through that experience and, having him to talk through me and find different type of angles and, when to leave, when to stay, when to hold the screen. It's a lot, man. CP really, I caught on quick when he got on me after one play on, just rolling kind of late. And it opened up so much for us when I rolled to the basket. So, now we got it clicking. It's just game by game, to be honest, learning more and more.
All right, final two questions would be Joe Pequena from Fanatics Radio, followed by Cameron Cox.
DA, the first question, more on Chris Paul, your relationship with him, because it seems like Chris is on the floor and he's working with everyone on the floor and just being another set of eyes, a teacher out there. What's that like to have a veteran who's just giving so much experience and valuable knowledge 24/7?
It's awesome, man. It's awesome because off the court, he's the same dude. He's the competitor and a great guy. So, it's actually unbelievable. I could just not really go through the motion, but the only thing I could just embrace it. Embrace every day being around him, being with him, playing with him, and just learning from Book as well. Because Book is also my bro, and the way how he break down things for me to understand, especially coming from CP. Just certain terminology. It just all compliments everybody. To be honest, I'm sending them this.
When you're watching this bench, it seems like everyone is rooting everyone on after one big shot after another. Is it safe to say this looks like a really tight unit? You guys get along really well. I see a lot of laughing, and you guys are playing with each other. This seems like a tight squad. Is that really what the case is like when we watch this team?
Yes, sir. And we play like that as well. We play for each other, and we don't matter who scores. It's not about that. It's just about repping the name in front of our jerseys and the name in back of our jerseys, and just going out there playing as a unit, playing with positivity, and it's all fun. You can tell we had fun tonight. Just being on that bench and knowing that stuff is secure, and knowing that your guys is out there doing the same thing, holding it down. It's a good feeling, man.
Final question is Cameron Cox with 12 News.
DA, thanks again for the time tonight. Just curious, you've been here a while now. So how much different does the start of this season feel a week into it than it has in years past?
Man, I don't even think I saw the second game my second year. So it's just, it's personal, it's emotional, surpassing, certain obstacles I had and difficulties I had back in my second year, and just finally going through a whole season. It feels like my second year, to be honest with you guys. It don't feel like it's my third year. I feel like my second year, and I'm just blessed, doing things right, and just being blessed to play basketball every day.
Kel reached the point where you guys were having a lot of fun out there. Just speak to the way you guys played, and what were you most impressed with tonight?
Yeah, man. We was making shots for our defense. That got us going, especially first half. We picked it up in that second quarter, made a run. And once we started getting stops and replaying, man, and transition, we're a tough team to stop. So that started us off. And then third quarter, we finally started third strong and kind of just went hard. It was getting stops. We started getting stops and everything else opens up. So it's credit to our defense. Our coaching staff put us in a position to go out there and execute off the game plan. And we just went out there and play hard.
I wanted to follow up. I'm watching Javon and Langston getting up shots after the game. I know it happens, but we rarely get to see it happen. So,
Yeah.
So what do you think about guys getting extra shots even after a game like this where you guys were up by as many as 40?
They're workers, man. Especially two guys you said right there, JC and Langston, man. They always first two probably in the gym. They get there real early. They work on their craft. They're dogs, man. They live in the gym. So that's not something I'm just surprised about, So but them boys they workers, man. So I didn't even know that till you told me, but that's tough.
Next up is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, followed by Cameron Cox.
Hey, Mikal, in the middle quarters, it felt like defensively you guys hit a level that we maybe haven't even seen from you guys defensively in a couple of years. What were you seeing on the court and on the bench that had you guys just reaching that level of just locking them down?
Just being a unit, man. Like I said, the coaching staff, they go through the scout, prepare us, and we got there and we execute. So we just play tough. We play hard. We got a lot of guys. Like we said, it's a team game. It's not just 1v1. You got 5 guys. So we're connecting as a team. We're getting better every day, and that's the biggest thing. We didn't expect to, off the jump, be a top defense and everything. I knew it was going to take time. We just keep getting better every day.
Next is Cameron Cox with 12 News, followed by Dave King.
Hey, Mikal, since you still got the thing on, just what'd you make of the jersey tonight, the new court, and just kind of the vibe with the new stuff you guys got?
It's tough. I mean, shoot, these jerseys are fire. And the court, unreal, man. You just go out there, especially with the new arena, it pops. So it was pretty dope. And shoot, I'm happy we got the dub in them.
Next is Dave King with Bright Side of the Sun, followed by Gina Mizell.
In general, the Pelicans are bigger than you guys with Steven Adams, that mammoth in the middle, and Zion Williamson. And so can you talk a little bit about Deandre Ayton and his effort that he had to have tonight in the paint to secure the rebounds and help box out and stuff?
Yeah, man. I told him he did a great job. It wasn't even the fact that he was getting all the rebounds. He was boxing out Adams, switching and ball screens, doing everything and letting guys like me get rebounds while he's handling Zion and Steven Adams. So he had a big game defensively, and offensively he's just a threat. And they got to help. We got so many weapons, and he's a big factor of that. So he did a heck of a job tonight.
Final question is Gina Mizell with Suns.com.
Hey, Mikal, to go back to the new court for a second. I know you guys have a replica of that at the practice facility too. Does that help you at all, just being able to practice on a court that maybe has a different design or a different layout so that it doesn't feel unfamiliar when you come out on the game floor?
Yeah, not really.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
I didn't even think of it till you said it. So, nah, I don't think so. We're all hoopers, man. We go out there and we work on our games. We put a lot of effort in, so we just make it count.
Dario, you've been waiting a while to play this season. How did it feel to get back out there and get involved with the guys?
It was pretty fun. Obviously, we got a big win tonight and kind of, be all the time next to the court, during all these preseason games, during the training camp. It was hard, and now to be able to come back on the court and play and have fun with guys, it was just make me extremely happy. And that's it.
Just to follow up, how'd you feel? How'd the quad feel out there?
I feel pretty okay. I've been playing for the last couple of days, maybe a week. I've been playing 3-on-3, 1-on-1 against coaches, and I felt it. I'm there. First schedule was like to play maybe in the new year, against I think Clippers game or something like that. But I really felt really good out there during all this running, during all this playing time on the practice, and kind of go on the court. I was try, to think, how to play basketball. I put the quad and all that kind of thing. What was bothers me for these couple of weeks on the side, and just go outside and be happy and play basketball.
Next is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, followed by Joe Pequena.
Dario, you guys really got going offensively in the second quarter. You had that pass to Cam after about 5 seconds. What's the difference for a team to be able to move the ball like that? Is it mentality? Is it buy-in? Because it was moving tonight.
Yeah, I think I had the opportunity, to play one time playoff basketball, and then, teams are preparing. They are all good players, all good defensive players all around the league. And when you have guys who are moving ball out there, who are like all 5 guys that try to make a play, to make a good decision on the court, to make a basket too, it's kind of really what is important for the playoff games, And I think this kind of team is built for that, with their mindset. And I think guys have that in their mind. Obviously, you have like Chris Paul, who needs his own game, pick and roll, that kind of stuff. You need a Book, who is the unbelievable player, amazing player, and who needs to have his own kind of shots, his own game. But like other guys, like we need to just go up and down, play hard, play fast, make a play for each other, because I think once the playoff starts, it's totally different. You will not have open shots. You will not have a like drive in and kicks out, easy like that. It's just different basketball. But I think these guys are ready, kind of, they have that mindset who are, what we need for the good playoff basketball.
Next is Joe Pequena with Fanatic Sports Radio, followed by Leonardo Torres.
Dario, you just touched on it a second ago, but can you talk about, maybe expand on it a little bit, the unselfishness of this team? It just seems like that extra pass is being made. The court vision is right on point, and the team seems to be finding each other at just the right moment for the open looks.
Yeah, that's what I say. I think it's really important, to have all 5 guys, ready to make a good decision, a good play, and kind of it's just how this team is built. I think GM, the James and Monty, I think they built that kind of team, to have a 12 guys, 13, 14 guys who are not selfish, who are ready to make a good plays for other guys, and that's what we have. And I think we have a great team. I think this is just beginning. I don't want to promise something or say something, but I think these guys can play really good basketball, and it's just good people too. I think that's the good base, for making something good. To have 15 guys who are really good people was the most important thing in life.
Next is Leonardo Torres from Peru.
Hi, Dario. It's Leonardo Torres from Peru. What can you say about the chemistry of the team? They seem to have fun on the field.
Can you repeat? I didn't hear you very well.
What can you say about the chemistry of the team? Because they seem to have fun on the field.
Yeah, I think the chemistry is really good, especially after bubble. You have a couple new guys, but obviously what I say, they are really good people. And now in all that situation will have happened in the bubble, 8-0, and we were very close to make a playoffs, and now we are starting this season earlier than ever, and kind of all that kind of, I don't know how to say, let's say feeling from the bubble, all that kind of excitement is still there. And what is good for the chemistry, what is good is you can see on a bench every time somebody makes a good play or somebody make a shot or something, like all 10 guys, how many are stand up, clapping hands, screaming something, I think that's the good thing, good base, for this season. Obviously, some guys will have a good game during the season. Some guys will have a bad games during the season. That's a part of the basketball. But like, if you try to, focus that, to support your team through the whole, 72 games, I think. And after that, if you make playoff and playoff 2, it's kind of big thing, kind of that's pushing each other on a court, and nice chemistry out there. And that's it, what I can say.
Yeah, Jay, just your thoughts on the game. Obviously, it was back and forth early, and then you guys started taking control in the second quarter and pushed through in the third. Was up by as many as 40, hit 19 threes. You started off hot. Just your assessment of the game tonight.
Well, it just took us a minute to get some consecutive stops in a row. We felt like once we get some stops, we'll be able to get whatever we want on the offensive end. But it was just figuring them out early and trying to figure out just how to get stops in a row. And I think once we did that, we was able to extend the lead and able to get out to a comfortable lead.
And just to follow up, just on the offensive end in terms of ball movement, I mean, you guys obviously, you had 24 assists, seemed like more with the way guys were hitting shots. What is it about the group collectively that allows you all to be able to create and then be obviously shot makers?
We're just unselfish. Everybody's trying to play for one another, trying to find the right shot, right play, make the right play. And I just feel like we continue to talk about it. We continue to watch film. Our coaching staff do a good job of just continuing to preach ball movement. A lot of teams don't like to play that way, but once you have that continuity and you're able to play off one another, it's a tough team to defeat. It's a tough team to stop. So we're going to keep staying at it. We're going to keep watching film on it. But I just feel like it's a conscious effort on our team's end, and we're trying to just make the right play.
Next is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, followed by Dave King.
Jay, you mentioned the consecutive defensive stops. What were you seeing on the defensive end that let you guys able to reach like a couple levels higher tonight, especially?
I was just containing the ball. I feel like those first 20, 21 points they had was all in the paint. They hit a few outside shots, but the majority of that was in the paint. And once we got control of just containing the ball and keeping the ball in front of us, we were able to get some stops and make them score over just some good defense. But it was just really in the paint, just trying to protect our paint. And once we did that, and once we started to catch their drives and play good team defense, we were able to get some stops.
Next is Dave King with Bright Side of the Sun, followed by Joe Pequena.
Jay, you had the primary defensive assignment on Zion Williamson for the most part, except for switching. And so talk about a little bit about his size and speed and how you defend him and keep him away from the basket all the time.
Yeah, he has a great first step. Obviously, we all know that. His first step is really straight to the point, straight to his comfortability on the court, and he's athletic. So you got to continue to just try to catch his drives as much as possible. He's a load down there, so and he has a great second jump. So he can rebound his own shot, but just catching his drive and trying to make him score with bodies. I feel like that's the main part. But obviously, it's a tough matchup for anyone in our league. He's a great player. He's going to be a great player in our league. But we're just able to throw a lot of bodies at him and just try to keep him off balance a little bit.
Next
I think we did a good job of keeping him off the offensive glass too. That was pretty some key points to our scouting report against him. Just keep him off the offensive board and just making it tough.
Next up is Joe Pequena with Fanatic Sports Radio, followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Hey, Jay, a couple questions. Just want to get your thoughts on how your teammates were able to set you up. So you got some good looks from three, and you took advantage and knocked down some triples across the board early.
Well, we got out and ran early in transition, and obviously we were just making the right plays and just moving the ball and driving and kicking, collapsing their defense a little bit and just spraying it out. I think that opened up a few shots for myself, and just playing the game, playing with whatever they give us, was just taking advantage of it. And I felt like it was just stepping into some shots tonight and good ball movement from everybody and just playing free and playing a flow type game, playing off one another. And that helped everybody.
Jay, small sample of what we've seen so far, but for you as a newcomer in this team, how fun is it? Because a lot of people are making contributions. A lot of people are getting involved. And, of course, the team seems to be seeing the floor so well.
It's very fun to be a part of, I think as we continue to get better at how we're playing, it's going to be teams that not want to play us. They don't want to defend multiple passes, multiple cuts. It just takes a lot out of a team to defend that. And I just feel like once you have multiple guys who being a threat on the offensive end, it's tough to defend. And I just think we can only get better. We can only continue to get better and try to play the right way each and every night. And it's going to be some bumps in the road, but obviously this is part of the process. And we just got to stay the course. And I just feel like we'll get to where we want to be at the right time. We just got to continue to just try to get better each and every game, each and every practice.
All right, final two questions will be Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic and then Leonardo Torres.
Yeah, Jay, I know this happens a lot, but we rarely get to see it. Langston and Javon were getting shots up after the game. Javon is still getting shots up, and Kaminsky is working on conditioning. After a game like that, where you guys, were up 40, win by 25, to have guys still doing that, what does it say about this team?
I mean, you saw those guys on the court, but you didn't see what was in the locker room. The other half of our team got a lift in right after the game. We just finished up. That's what took us so long to come talk to you guys. But a lot of guys want it. A lot of guys want to be good, want to be special, want to do something special. And once you got that, you just got to continue to just make the days count. That's what I've been preaching to the guys, just making the days count, and it'll pay off at the right time. Just continue to stay with the grind. It's going to get tough at times. You just got to stay the course and know that what you're doing each and every day and what you're putting into it will pay off at some point. But we got a lot of pros in our locker room. We got a lot of good guys. Our management did a good job putting this team together and just bringing in a lot of pros and people who take their job serious. And we can only get much better from putting the work in. I think that it would all pay off at some point in time for us. But we just got to continue to make the days count. And I just feel like what you saw tonight with those guys is not for the cameras. It's just really trying to be pros and try to stay ready and put our team in the best position for moving forward.
Who were the guys that went and got lifts?
I mean, everybody. Other half of the team. Seriously, locker room. What you did not see, everybody else got a lift in today after the game.
Okay.
Seriously.
Thanks, Jay.
You're welcome.
All right, Jay, final question will be Leonardo Torres from Peru.
Hi, Jay. Monty Williams just spoke about your good work ethic. What do you think has led you to succeed in a league as competitive as the NBA?
I was able to come into this league with some good veterans. I played with Dirk Nowitzki, Vince Carter, Elton Brand, Sean Marion. Those guys really helped me become a pro because I didn't get the pro life. I didn't get how to eat well. I didn't get how to sleep. I didn't get how to recover. And watching those guys and taking on the little brother role to those guys really helped me help my career, helped me for the better. I was already a hard worker, but I just didn't know how to work. I know how to work at the college level. I didn't know how to work as a professional. So I had to watch, I had to learn, I had to ask questions. And I feel like I was able to play with some Hall of Fame players and really helped me. Took me in as a little brother, showed me the ropes, and I was able to just take whatever they gave me, hold on to it for my memory and apply it to my everyday routine, everyday life. And I just kudos to those guys, all the guys I just mentioned. That's what you see in me. That's what you see in my work ethic. That's what you see in my leadership. It's all come from those guys.